Guys, did I ever tell you I'm a big fan of hospital beds as workbenches, as bike benches? There's a prime example of why. I can have the lower sidecar wheel on one bench, I can move it out of the way, and I can have the rest of the bike on another. Now, the thing with gold wings and the starters is the easiest way to take a starter out is when the bike is on its side stand. Obviously, I couldn't, there's no side stand because it's a sidecar, so I had to replicate that as best I could. So the best thing to do is leave one hospital bed on the ground and jack up the other one. And what that will do then is, hang on, I can actually get in underneath. And if you look in there, just behind the gear lever, you'll see that horizontal bar. There's the starter. So now I can actually get to it. I can take all the exhausts off and actually get to it. Be a bit awkward, but I'll manage it. Now, for those of you using these benches, put a couple of supports up. There's one down the back as well for safety. Okay, stop it collapsing. Right, this is the view you get of the inside of the engine when the starter has been removed. I've got the starter out. That guy that you see with the spline shaft is the starter gear. That goes onto a chain, and the chain, that whole thing moves. So it's actually in its position now because the bike is at an angle. If the bike was straight on its high stand, you couldn't get it out because that will move back in towards the engine and you wouldn't be able to line it back up when you put your starter on. So that's the main reason why the bike is best on its side stand for this, because it falls out to the edge there and it will easily locate when you put your starter back in. So that's me. I'm actually underneath the bike at the moment because I've actually separated the two beds and moved them out of the way so they can actually get in there. So that was it actually worked out quite well. Now, that's the starter that came out. I had another starter on the spare engine. I took that out and I sent that off for rebuilding. Right, guys, as you can see now, the starter is just there. The starter's back in now, all sorted, fully rebuilt by an auto electrician and like new. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I have no doubt that it will work perfect. It was the starter from my spare engine, so which I knew was very good anyway. So I got him to rebuild it just to make sure. Also, what arrived is the master cylinder reservoirs for the brakes. I'm delighted with that now because that means now that the brakes are finished, ready to bleed. So know that they're in, so that's all good. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking tomorrow off, and for the weekend I'm going to go bleeding the brakes and getting the bike commissioned to get it up and running. So we're getting back on track again. We're just about at that time. I've got the battery on charge. Should be charged by tomorrow morning. We'll get it properly charged tonight. I have had I've turned it over a few times. We have good power to the starter and we have spark. So I'm delighted with that. So there's not a huge pile left in terms of getting the thing to run. We have got I've connected up all the fuel pipes. As you can see, they're all connected now. If you're wondering why the rags are in here, I have an inherent fear of leaking carburetors. It's just a sort of a precaution just in case, because they do, even with brand new rebuilt carburetors, the floats do stick on them and they can leak. Like it seems to be a case at the moment of one step forward, two steps back. I fitted the new starter, got everything done, all the fluids, everything sorted, ready to go. Charged up the batteries last night. I charged up a spare battery as well, just in case I needed extra cranking to fill the bowls. Only to find out that the starter isn't turning the engine enough, the rebuilt starter that I put in. So, as it, unfortunately, bad enough having to pull it once, but no, I've just had to pull the starter again a second time, so the starter is now out again. So it's got to go off to the auto electrician tomorrow to get rebuilt again. So we'll see how that goes. I got my starter back. Just going to give it a quick bench test beforehand. So I said, look, I'll stick up a video just showing you how I do it. Earth strap onto a battery, car battery, bike battery, makes no difference. Earth strap onto a bike battery, onto the body of the starter itself. Get your positive onto the positive side of the battery, And all you have to do is touch it. Don't actually clamp it on it, just touch it. There you go. It's as simple as that. You know straight away if it's jerky, if it turns too slow, whatever, you know you've got starter issues. This starter is working fine anyway. Okay, that's it for now, guys. I'm going to fit it in the bike now, and hopefully we'll have some noise, make some noise later. Right, I'm after filling the carburetor bowls with petrol. I have pressed it. She's given a slight kick. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to fire her up, and we'll see how we go from there. Okay, bear with me now a sec. Never fire up. Right, here we go. Hang on.